Welcome back. So while I was editing yesterday's video, a point kept coming up on my head and it pained me that I omitted it. So I'd like to start this video first highlighting that part. When we are talking about fear, one of the major hindrances to fear is friendships. Friendships, families. You'll be scared of their perception of you when you want to chase something new. It's very, very important for you to cancel that fear. Just try your best as possible to ensure that it doesn't hold weight in your head. Now, back to this topic. While I was seeing a movie yesterday, Million Dollar Baby, and something it gave us this topic, consistency. Let's start by defining consistency. Before I start this video, I had to quickly make a search. So on Google search, you get definition from Oxford. Consistent behavior or treatment. That's the first definition that comes up. Then the second one, the way in which a substance holds together, thickness or viscosity. And our daily ritual now, we have to also cite the Cambridge definition. Cambridge, there are four definitions according to Cambridge. According to substance, being the same, thickness, and no variety. For the sake of this video, we'll be focusing on being the same and no variety. The quality of always behaving or performing in a similar way, of always happening in a similar way. People can tell that, oh, this person is this thing. He goes to the gym consistently. He does this thing. People can always tell that, oh, you happen to do that thing. You do it every day if possible, or you do it every time. Anytime, oh, Jim Noah. They know that that's who you are, that's what you do. Today I went further down. I went to Merriam-Webster. Consistency is the agreement or harmony of parts or features to one another or a whole. Actually, Merriam-Webster was a bit confusing for me because I don't usually use it. You have scenarios. I don't know if they are trying to cite synonyms to consistency. You see, yeah, now agreement, harmony of parts or features to another or correspondence, harmony of conduct or practice with profession. I didn't fully understand. I was still looking for something. I went further down. I went to Oxford Learners Dictionary, and the idea we have consistency is the quality of always behaving in the same way of having the same opinions, standards, etc. The quality of being consistent. I think this was my favorite personally because it encompasses what I believe what consistency is. You are doing the same thing. If you say something today, you have to be consistent with it. It has to be something. In the movie that I cited, in Million Dollar Baby now, for instance, the lady she wanted to become a boxer. Now, before I get deep into the story, I would love to go deep there to tell you that why I preach love is the movie also highlights love. The lady comes from a broken home. Her sister waits on a welfare package. She lies about welfare package. I think her mother, I've forgotten the story. Now she fell in love with boxing. Boxing was the only thing that she really felt like she could lost herself in. And because she loved it, she wanted to do it. And she decided from there onward that, oh, I won't turn out like the remaining people. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to better myself in this thing. And for her, that was her only shot at life. Over time, that was her only shot at life. Either she lived a stupid life or she became a reputable boxer. So, regardless of what the situation felt like, she, in that place, fear is enough to keep her back. So, everything we have cited are values that show in the movie. You see love for the game. Fear, she was able to pick faith over fear that she didn't want to be like the rest of her siblings. Then consistently she was going to the boxing gym. She was always there. She was getting a lot of no's. The owner of the gym, the trainer, he said he wouldn't train women. That was how it even started for her. That was one of the things that got me intrigued. I thought the man was not actually going to train her. But the thing with you showing up every day, oh my god, friend, at some point, some people they just have to accept it. It's something that I firmly believe. If you go on Shogo's page, a friend of mine, if you go on his page, you see something that states you can't go wrong for 365 days, I think. You can't be wrong for 365 days. That means if you do something every day, every day, every day, every day, someday you get like some green lights in it. There's another day that I like, and that's to show you like something that I just firmly believe. You don't need any other thing. You don't need supplications. You don't need prayer. Prayer actually, you need prayer, you need grace, because you don't just want to walk and get little results. But I can assure you that if you do something every day, the results might not be what you expect. It might not be something really, really tangible, but you get something. It's something that I believe in. If you do something for 365 days, you make a bit of progress in it. Now, it's not left to you to determine, oh, is this the kind of progress that I want to make? What are the things that I can change about this thing? What can I do to ensure this thing gets better? If you go to the gym every day, you see progress in your body. Now you can look, oh, they say creatine makes my workout program, I'll get more gains if I use creatine. You can infuse creatine into your routine. Those kind of things. But without supplications, if you just do something every day, I honestly believe you get results. So in the movie, Million Dollar Baby, the lady, she's going through a lot, obviously. She works at a restaurant. She's barely surviving. There's a scene in the movie where she was taking meat. She was taking leftover meat that someone had eaten, and she was taking down. So a customer was about leaving. She was looking at her in disgust, and she had to quickly respond to the man that, oh, she's taking it home for her dog. She's the dog in her. She was taking it home. She just needed something. You have to survive. And at the time, she was saving to get her unboxing. There's this stuff that people box like this. I don't know the name. I've forgotten. Speed something. So she was saving to get that thing, and she knew that, oh, this thing will make me become a better boxer. So she was saving to get it, and she needed all money she can get, all money in. At that time, she could not afford to buy food anymore. She could not afford to really cook or buy food. I know she's working, so she had to eat what she can get. And look at how bad it got. She was eating leftover meat. Now, yesterday I saw it. It's a true life story. I love it when it's true life stories. I know they can't be 100% accurate, but it's lovely that when you see it, you know that was it's a similar reality that someone lived and they survived. Do you understand that kind of thing? They love stories actually, but look at that one. It's a true life story. The woman, she had to survive on that. So she was going to the boxing gym every time, every day. They were always seeing her. The man would come to her that he doesn't train women. She shouldn't be coming to his gym. He would never train her. She was doing it every day. Every day. Now, the man had no option because he was always at the trainer gym also. He would see her. And Morgan Freeman was also in the movie. So Morgan Freeman was the first one who gave her a boxing. They see her every day. Then Morgan Freeman started correcting her that, oh, he notices that she does this. Bless me. That she notices that she does so and so. Oh, she should correct her stance. She should correct her breathing. Then over time, there was a night she was about leaving the gym. Then Morgan Freeman gave her that speed thing for her to still practice, pending the time she gets her own. I think that's a very essential thing in boxing. I think it's something you have to train with. So Morgan Freeman gave her that she should use it for the time being and she should just keep training. And that way she had that was her first win. One of the first confirmations to show that she was seen in the gym was Morgan Freeman. There was a period some guys were even mocking her in the gym that, oh, a woman in the gym talking about her breast. She still managed to make a joke out of it. You see that kind of thing. You have to have sense of humor in life. I honestly believe you can't have consistency. You can't be consistent if you don't have humor. You have to be able to look at your problem and just make fun of it. That I will elevate beyond this level. So when they were whining her, she saw it as a part of the game. She kept up at the gym. When Morgan Freeman noticed that, it didn't feel like much win, but that was a win. So that was enough to keep her going. After that period, the man, because Morgan Freeman gave her that speed thing, the man comes, he sees the speed thing with her, he wants to seize it. And that was their first actual conversation where the man humanized her So he was a trainer at the time. They said he was underappreciated. So he went to collect that speed thing from her. And they had a conversation. And I was telling her that how old was she? I think she was 32 or so at the time. So the man was telling her how she was going to feel. That she needs at least 5 years to become a good boxer from what he has seen. And before she gets there, she'll be way older. She won't. So it spoke a lot of fear into her game. Like, oh, this thing you are doing. A lot of people tell you so and so reason why this thing won't work. It's you that you have the dream. You have to. You know why it will work, and you know that certain scenarios just need to happen. She knew that the man had to be a trainer, and that was the story she kept up with. That, oh, he just I've seen you train other people. If you train me, I will become that thing. So while the man is talking, she still goes back. That's when she narrates the story that her parents are failed him. Then her siblings too are also failing in life. She doesn't like the life they are living. And this is her own shot at life because she boxed once and she fell in love with it. And she saw that, oh, this is what I can do. This is what I will do to escape this thing. And upon she told the man the story, the man still didn't believe her. The man was about leaving. The man still didn't care much. But then there was a bit of, okay, so the man made a statement and it was like, oh, if she keeps doing that thing, she was going to fail. And she was like, the man should not make that statement. I don't know if that was the exact statement. I've forgotten actually. I'd love to plug in this video if I can find it. I think the man said she wasn't going to make it boxing. She was like, if you are not 100% certain, only if you are saying the truth. If you know that what you are saying deeply in your heart, you know that it's false, don't say it to me. Don't speak fear into my game. And the man didn't repeat it. And I think that was like one of the first things that what must have motivated her. The man was about leaving. He decides to turn back. He gives her back the speed thing. Then he says, oh, if you want to cry, cry. This is the part where you cry. And she's like, oh, why would she cry? I loved it. I love that particular dialogue. So they leave that part. Then the next part, there's someone the man was training for a championship. So the person bails out on the man last minute. He gets a new manager. He goes to the championship. So the man now is failed. He doesn't have anyone he's training. He doesn't have much he's doing. You see, life, if you keep at it, I have a definition in life. I say, all you need is just one shot. The only thing is you have to be ready prior to that one shot. All you need is one shot. You just need that chance. So, you just need that one chance. And pending the time you get that chance, you just have to keep going. One day, inshallah, you get your shot. So, the man now is not training anyone. He's just going to his gym. He's left with just the gym. The training would have given him more spotlights, different things. So he comes back to the gym one day. The girl is still training. The girl is training. You need God to actually, especially when you're in Nigeria, you need God. The girl is training and the man comes back. Timing, alignment. The man starts telling her that affording the old dialogue. They shall arrive at the point where the man becomes a trainer. The man didn't even want to become a trainer. And at the time when he even accepted to be a trainer, because he had been heartbroken, he didn't want to take on the whole responsibility. He said he would train her for the time being. Then as soon as he feels she's good enough, they'll get her a manager. Do you understand? But the girl, and he gave her stupid conditions, said she won't talk. And the girl just accepted everything. She was saying, okay, as long as you be my manager. Because in her head, it's like, if you do this thing for me, it will happen. Do you understand kind of thing? If you help me out, it will happen. I just need you to train me. When you are being consistent with something, you need to know that it's something that when you are consistent with something, you need to be sure that you are consistent with the right thing. Because something just came into my head. Now, I'll branch quickly. There's a scenario where Sion was always outside Whiskey's gate, trying to get the verse from Whiskey. I think Whiskey is older now. I pray that he has been able to reflect. At the time when he made this statement, I'm a huge Whiskey fan. At the time he made this statement, I felt it was like very, very militant. very, very humiliating. I know it came from a place of pride. All of us have a bit of pride. I really hope he has like been able to apologize to Sion. But on the side, I try my best personally. It's a personal thing. Except if someone non-negotiably, I honestly feel like we have to do something together, and it really occurs. That's my own perspective to life. But unless if someone in that scenario where you know that unarguably you have to actually be by them or they are your only option, there are series of options you can always apply. There are series of things you can be consistent with. When you are consistent with a person, number one, the person could die. Number two, there are no guarantees in life. If you don't have any other option, it's understandable. In Sion's case, I don't know Sion. I don't know if she didn't have any other option. But they dropped the song, and I don't think he did much to her career. I think I listened to like a lot of other Sion songs at the time, more than the one where she featured Whiskey. And that's to tell you that your elevation in life is ordained by God. It's not left to Whiskey. It's not left to anybody. It's a beauty that for you to actually do certain things in life, I honestly believe you need cosigns. This clothes that we do now, if Olamide happens to wear a clothes and he posts it on his page and it does, oh, you guys look copy OG or fuck with OG, it will boost our sales. Do you understand? There's a 90% chance to boost our sales. It might not even entirely get us to where we are going, but it's going to do something. And that's why people opt for cosigns. But if cosigns are not happening, there are a lot of other measures that you can do. For artists, I have artist friends who have advised them that they should drop songs every day. I think I got the idea from Nipsey also. Drop songs every day. You could make videos. You don't have to be anonymous. Show people your day to day. Whatever you think you need to do. Last year, I was watching this guy's video. Ayuke Pioda. I was watching Sam Eban's video. And he noted that I think for 2 years at the time, he had been posting every day. Every day. That's the power of consistency. He knew that, oh, my life, TikTok will change my life. I can do this thing. I want to do it. Okay, now I want to do it every day. He was posting every day. Same with Shode. Shode said before he had his breakout single or after his breakout single that he was posting every day, consistently. That's to show you that most of the success stories that you see, if you hear 90 out of 100, it comes from consistent work. As an artist, you don't need to rely 100% on someone else. You could do other things. Try your best to follow your own path. Do you understand? Back to my story. So she was going to the gym every day. The man now saw her. The man saw her, decides to help her to become a trainer. But on the clause that once she's good enough, she gets another manager, she gets another trainer, he abandons her. But the thing with, that's why I say God, prayer, love, I think a lot of things align. But at the same time, you have to actually do the work. One of the things that I note also is that everyone help those who help themselves. Tó bá ṣiṣẹ́ kárakára débi kan, the universe doesn't have any other option. It will align for you. It's something I firmly believe in. I tell my brother, I tell whoever cares to listen, I tell them that if you go hard enough, you can't fail. I've not failed in life yet. I honestly believe I can't fail. It's just my own belief. When I fail, if it ever happens, maybe I can now change it. But up until this moment, I promise you, you can't fail. When I succeed, I would double down on that statement that you can't fail. If you go 100% at life, you can't fail. And you can't fail because if this one doesn't work, this one will work. So for instance, let's say you're a musician and you're making TikTok content. If TikTok doesn't work, you get presence from, if music doesn't work, you get presence from TikTok. Something will always work. Even me myself, I tried the TikTok thing. The only reason why I stopped was because I don't see myself as a TikToker. I see myself more as a YouTuber. I enjoy what I do on here. I enjoy this platform. I could onboard some of the things I do here and move them to TikTok. But I don't see myself entirely, at least at the moment, going and trying to push TikTok content or making TikTok content every day. I'd rather go on that platform, move my followers to TikTok, post whatever comes to my mind on TikTok, not me actually owning up and using TikTok as a platform. Do you understand? But on the side, it's you that will know what you want. You know what you love. You know the things that you can do to catalyze what you love. Let me know straight further. So let's go back to our $1 million story. So in $1 million baby, the man, he trains the girl, he gets her a manager. She goes and fights, but the man goes to see the fight. So from the because you know the girls, she's actually serious with that thing. And the thing with passion, most times when you see people that are successful, they themselves they have gone through periods of passion. When they see that you're passionate, they can see it. They know that the grace that is in them is in you. Man, not Yahweh, we're not Yahweh. They can see it. They know. And nobody sees something that is good and doesn't want to be a part of it. I honestly believe it. When our clothes are perfect, I think they are really good now, and that's why we have like a bit of presence. Last year was our best year. This year is going to be our best year. Last year is our best year yet. This year is going to be our best year yet. Again. Then we keep breaking it every year. And by time, some people that need to see the journey, they will see it. And when they see the journey, when they see the clothes or whatever, it just aligns to them. It might be this YouTube set. Whatever, it just aligns to them because they see the stubbornness that they have in themselves. When I see people that are stubborn or they are good, not only the stubbornness, your work also, when you do good, when you work every day consistently, you better yourself. Let's go back to so the girl has been boxing all this while. Obviously, it has been in her. Do you understand? The boxing is something that reflects in her. Then the man decides to train her. During the period of training, he can see the doggedness, he can see the stubbornness. He knows that this girl, she's going to be something. So he goes to watch a boxing match. In the audience, because now you know he's not a manager, so he can't be by her side. He can't tell her things to do, he can't talk. So from the audience place, he's trying his best to help her. He wants to help her. Then he's like, oh, she do so. The girl can't hear him. Then his friend tells him, do you know nobody will hear you from here? He can't hold it in because he can see what the girl will turn into. He wants to help her to turn into that thing. Do you understand? So he goes forward and he goes by the ring. The manager he has given her, he sees that the manager can't help her. He decides that in there, he tells the man, because I think in boxing you have to have one manager. You can't have two people talking inside lines trying to get in your head. So he's talking, the other guy is talking. Then the referee intervenes that, oh, who is the actual manager? And initially he told the lady that he didn't want to manage her. So yeah, in that case, he had to quickly choose, and he said, oh, he's a manager. And from there onward, he became a manager. And the lady, she went on to win a lot of boxing matches. She became a terror. That's the short. So you need consistency. And the thing, if you don't put in the work, you fall short. At any point, if you want to become an artist, for instance, if you don't draw every day, or you don't sing every day, or whichever art you are focusing on, if you don't do that thing every day, if you ever get a shot at it, you will fail woefully. You might not even fail woefully, but you won't be your best self. And it's a disservice for you to not be your best self, because why are you alive if you won't even reach the peak? And that's part of the issues we have in Nigeria. That's why you don't have Nigerians being the best at anything. Most things, aside academics. That's why I say I'm a fan of Wizkid. I love it when you see people look at Wizkid, look at the video, look at Burna Boy, look at Olamide. They do their crafts. Just beyond that self. But look at Don Jazzy. If I keep going, we will just keep listening. They sacrifice so much, and they are constant with the sacrifices. Do you understand? Now let's leave $1 Million Baby. Let's talk about life. Now I've cited some people. Those are the people in music. Look at Asake. Look, Asake is. If I'm making points like this, I can't make a point without citing Asake. For a person myself, Asake is one of the reasons why I have like a lot of hope. I invest a lot. Once I put my mouth somewhere and say this is what I want to do, I did it every day, every day. I watched a video of Jeff Benson. He cuts across all industries. Jeff Benson said before he got profitable in FX. Actually, he was trading every day for 8 years. That's something. Do you know what it means that every day? It might be overstated. You might think it's overstated. For some people, they actually do it every day. I don't know Jeff Benson. I don't know if he did it every day, but that's what he stated. That's what he says, that for 8 years, he was actually trading. Either it was demo, either it was an actual account. He just knew he had to open the chart every day. That's Jeff Benson. I started Samuel Banks. Every day Samuel Banks was always making TikTok videos. I started Shodi. Every day Shodi was making videos. These people, you don't just see them, they don't just spring up from nowhere. They were doing what they were doing every day, regardless of the scenario. Now, you can say, oh, you might want to pick on excuses. I can assure you, every day when you go every day, it's not every day you give 100%. Some days you give 1%, some days you give 2%, some days you give 3%. Try your best as possible to give your best percentage that day. Some days you give 50%. It can only share. Maybe that's when your rent is due and you don't know what else to do. Just show up. On some days you even be unable to show up. But it still counts. Even days you can't show up, it still counts. Because all of us know that for you to not show up, you know how consistent you have to be, that maybe the day that you don't show up, people will be able to tell that something must have happened for this person to not show up. Like, they would argue on your behalf that the mother work we are not a accident. But yeah, they will come up with excuses because they know that it's impossible for you to not show up. I pray that on the days that we show up, they count. On the days that we don't show up, it doesn't count. Because imagine that the day that your life is actually meant to change is the day you don't show up. And that's why I try my best to show up every day. Look at this YouTube that I made. So when I started YouTube. It started in 2024. I started in 2024. And it started because I just felt like, it could double as something that applies to my clothing. But I've been very inconsistent with it. And I myself, I believe that I've been living life. A lot of things have been happening. But I like to say that they are just excuses. From this point onward, you see the difference. And when people ask me that, this thing I'm doing, why I'm just wasting my time. To them, they feel I'm wasting my time. To me, when things are not working, I honestly believe it's because I'm not like solid enough on here. And right now that I'm solid enough, if you look at it 2-3 years from now, it's not going to be the same. Mr. Beast made an instance. He said when people come to him and they say, they want to grow profitable YouTube channels, he tells them make 100 videos first. Before we have any discussion, make 100 videos. That way, when you make, before you, we are 24 videos now. I'm at 24 videos now. It's not easy. Before you get to 100 videos, it's not easy. That's what it is. You can't show up 100 days. Going to the gym, when I started going to the gym, in 2019. I didn't get consistent up until 2021. 2019 up until 2021, me now have a very, and that's why I try my best to start things. Because that way I already know that I'm doing this thing. People don't see that part. Me, in my head, I just know that I'm doing this thing. So over time, I'm able to now get to that point where I'm consistent with it. And when I get to that point where I'm consistent, that's when I start seeing progress. Sometimes I even see progress while doing. That's what I do. But on this side, when I see like major changes, it's consistency. People need to know that you're about that thing. They need to know. Look at this YouTube thing. YouTube. I started it. Consistently, I've been showing up. I just show up as much as I can. This year is where it changes, where I become a consistent YouTuber. Do you understand? Because I've dialed back, but now I can reassess. Whatever is going to like limit us, I'm going to try my best to oppose them. I know some possible things, but I know that life is tricky. A lot of things will still spring up. So it's not constantly that me knowing that how can I do this thing best. I've decided to pick on a short battle for myself. Let's post every Tuesday. Over time, I might be posting every day. I might be posting every 3 days. I might be posting, but where it's just constantly that you know that we're going to post every week. It might be something where every 2 weeks. But now you start noticing the difference. Do you understand? Consistency is something. You have to be consistent. When I started clothing in 2019. I didn't get consistent up until 2021. You have to, and when I talk about clothing, so clothing for me is not just the clothes. A lot of people they think I'm not consistent with the clothes, where they think, oh, I'm not posting every day, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. So the clothing are a reflection of me myself. It's a personality thing. I like to tell people that some people even think it's my name because some people call me AOG, and AOG happens to be a clothing name. Funny enough, I think we are just two sides of the coin. The clothing is not me. It's a different entity. Ambitious OG. AOG for me represents my name. The clothing, Ambitious OG. But on the side, they actually double because it's two sides of the coin as I stated earlier. Improvements to myself and improvements to the clothes. I make researches. So it's not, I don't have to post every day before you know that I'm consistent with the clothes. I make researches about the clothes. I make I know about yarns, I know about cotton. I started making researches about dimensions. Oh, what are the dimensions that I think this clothes, the measurement that will give you the better fitting. Everything, every day, consistently. I'm learning something new that when you look at it deeply can be applied to the clothes. Or I'm doing something new that when you look at it deeply can be applied to the clothes since 2021. 2019 when I started, I had limitations. Someone stole my money. I was in school. I was this. I was that. I make excuses. The thing with starting something is when you are starting, is you can, you're just like getting into frame of thought. Sometimes it takes me a week, sometimes it takes me 2 months, sometimes it takes years for me to balance to that point where I can figuratively tell myself that Kini, I gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe, àdẹ̀fẹ́ ṣe, I gbọ́dọ̀ ṣe là. This thing we want to do it, and we have to do it to the point of sustenance where it sustains us. We have to do it to the point of growth. We have to do it to the point where it becomes something. Last year I'd gotten 2021 was when that was like the main reason why I didn't even leave the country. I just felt I want to do clothing, and I want to do it in a way where I want to start it in Nigeria. I want Nigerians to connect to the story. This is where I even believe people should connect to the story more. I like to tell people Nike is like a good influence to why I want to go. I went into clothing. So you have Just Do It. And I tell people Just Do It that came to Nigeria is just no matter. If you are if your situation is really, really bad and they tell you just do it, you can't just do it. I assure you, you can't just do it. But when you are in tune and you realize that the odds don't matter. For instance, when we were talking about fear yesterday, I stated that I will look at Osimhen's story. Imagine Osimhen just existing like that. You're not telling him, just do it now. Like, are you joking? You can't just do anything in this scenario. He's the one that knows his reality. But in Nigeria, yeah, what you need to tell Osimhen, people like Osimhen, is that just don't matter. Whatever your life is right now, you just make progress. Ensure that every day you are doing something about your life, and ensure that you matter. As long as you matter to yourself, you have to first matter to yourself. As long as you matter to yourself, you matter to the world. You matter to your streets first. You matter to your environment, maybe your state, maybe your country. You will matter. Everybody will start counting you in. Do you understand? In a scenario where the Bible too, and I went to a very solid primary school, Kingdom Life. Very the woman was really, really religious. And she was one of the people that taught us the impact of some of these things that I talk about. It's a good point to note because I was reading something today, and I think us as children, one of the best times you can attack a child, someone's mindset is as a child. When you have children around you, you have to fill them with as much positivity as possible. These children, some of them, you don't need to lie to them. Children that are poor, they know that they are poor. When I was back when I was like small, I had friends that we used to play monkey post together. My parents were fairly okay, so I could say that we were okay. These people, funny enough, even us being okay, I used to get Nigeria was fairly better. I used to get 20 naira as my money till evening, till night. It's assured that you eat in the night. I get 20 naira in the morning. That's my take to school money. Sometimes I get 30 naira during the day for lunch. It's not every day. Now, in that scenario, these mornings they can afford stuff, so 20 naira in my school will still buy you like snacks, enough for a student. On some mornings, a lot of mornings, my mom will cook. So it's just excuses. 20, so that way, yeah, I'm assured of mostly morning meals and I'm assured of night meals. When I eat morning meal, I don't get 20 naira. When I don't eat morning meal, my mom gives you 20 naira. 20 naira for whatever. Sometimes you buy surprise pack. Sometimes you buy snacks. That 20 naira will buy you something. That's something. You use it sustenance. Do you understand? Now in that scenario, I had friends that were not getting anything, and some of them, their parents did not even cook. Ah, these scenarios, it's a privilege to have existed. Like, I actually do love it that I existed in that scenario. I have friends that they were not getting any money at all, and their parents were not cooking. Some of them I met during lessons, some I met in my school. But one of the things that I would love you to notice is that, so in Kingdom Life, we're fueled with like a lot of religious words where they are telling you back to back as to how your scenarios do not determine who you become. I think our motto at the time self was the sky is your starting point. Do you understand? So I don't want to stray further. I keep straying. Over time, you see, part of what I'm doing YouTube too is to better myself. So consistently, back to consistency, you have to ensure that consistently every day, the man that wakes up is not the man that sleeps. The man that wakes up, when before the you have 24 hours, whatever you do within that 24 hours, you have to ensure that it gets you better than the man that woke up. I read books. Sometimes I have conversations with people. I I dress well. That's something. Boost my confidence. So the man, yes, I woke up and I was less confident when I woke up. By the time I'm sleeping as a king. Do you understand? And I don't believe that if you consistently better yourself if you consistently better yourself every day, I honestly do not believe that you would end the mess. I read something today. I noted it earlier, and I'd like to say it in this video. The most important part of education of the future will be to increase the chances of success in life and lessen the danger of failure and the wrecking of one's career by building up weak and deficient faculties. All of us, I used to be shy. These stuff that I do, they are part of why I'm not shy. Me dressing the part, part of why I'm not shy. Me knowing that I'm knowledgeable enough. So, except if I'm caught up in a room where and even in that scenario, because I know that I know enough, I know like sufficiently, and I know that I can always know more. If I'm caught up in a scenario where I'm talking to someone and they know better than me, I'm listening. Do you understand? So you have to be teachable also. But consistency is the bedrock where you have to consistently better your life every day. You have to ensure that everything you are reading betters you, everything you are doing betters you, everything. You just have to ensure that you are constantly getting better. You are constantly trying to speak better. You are constantly. There are no excuses in life. You can't say because you started out from so and so place. That's why you are. I know someone. His story is one of the things that I love, and I like to cite it for people. So, and it's because even I myself, I didn't know it wasn't opportunity to go to school. So he went to secondary school. It was the opportunity to further into uni. And the secondary school he went to, according to when he told me, he said he went to a public school where he couldn't even really speak English. So his English is rusty. But on the side, he had to learn. So he reads books to learn English. This person I'm talking about is a carpenter. He didn't have any reasons to, especially in Nigeria, yeah, you don't have any reason as a carpenter to go and be learning how to read books or how to do something. But he could see better. Yeah, oh, these people around me, it's from Okumaiko. It's a it's a slum. And from his case, it's like, oh, at a very young age, he's from Songo also, but he grew in Okumaiko. So he was away from his parents. And he knew that, oh, people that was around, he didn't want to turn out like them. What are the things, people that want to turn out like, what are the things that they are doing that I'm not doing? What are the things, how can I better my own life? And what he was opportune to learn, I don't know if he fell in love with it, what he was opportune to learn was carpentry. He learned carpentry. After he learned carpentry, he decided that he would love to go to uni. He went to uni. They were unable to fund it. Because they were unable to fund it, he didn't let that stop him. But he was already a carpenter at the time. And what he just saw to himself was that, oh, if I focus more and if I learn English, I can push this thing. If I teach myself, and decided from there onward, he started reading books. He started reading books. He started associating himself with better. It took us like a couple months after I'd known him for me to know that he wasn't educated. He has bettered his craft to a very solid point. He tries his best. Even his craft is something that he watches videos, he's in tune, he wants to learn. When you tell him about something, he's looking like, oh, how can he do it? Now, the world is not a fair ground where it's not an easy life. But on the side, that's someone that is trying. And I love it when I meet people like that, where they don't let society dictate their life. They know their limitations. But on the side, they also try their best to get above it. And one of the things that can get you above your situation is consistently. I, before I before I exit, I'll use myself as a case scenario. When I started clothing, I felt like I would love to get an internship. And at the time, I didn't see any opportunity, no opening for me. So one of the quotes that I think held me also. There's a quote from Drake. I don't know if I'd seen it earlier or I saw it during the time, where he said, "Amateurs built the ark, professionals built Titanic. Professionals built Titanic. Titanic sank. Amateurs built the ark sustained." So now is that when God gave Noah the dream that, oh, I want you to make an ark, I'm sending a flood. It didn't make sense because Noah does not know how to make ark. But now the thing with life, Noah was making ark every day, constantly. Oh, when you knock, okay, what's the next thing? What have I not done? What do I need to know? So you have to constantly better yourself. When I started clothing, I wish I had internship. I didn't have internship. The only person I actually wanted to intern under was Yinka Ash. And at the time I was looking for an opening. I didn't see anything. I didn't think it was possible to intern there. I didn't have the money to even go to Ashlocks. I had the money, but I didn't actually even think of it from that perspective at the time. But I was looking for an opportunity to intern. I went to Ashlocks like twice. You know that I met Yinka Ash. Unluckily for me, I was not opportunity to meet him at the store. So I went to the store, we didn't meet. And I just felt, oh, I'll just keep doing my thing. So we started the clothes. From there I started looking, oh, how can we go about manufacturing? Oh, okay. I saw a page on IG, I think we were last week. Then he used to host like manufacturing classes. Those kind of things. And I just from there onward, oh, our first sets were done by Lawful. No, I didn't know anything about size charts. I didn't focus much on. I just wanted to like get the clothes. A friend of mine was like, "Oh, we could get blanks from so blank brand." Okay, China. I have issues with inconsistencies. Okay, from there onward, and here we are. So, and we are not perfect yet. It's still like a learning curve for me. It just continues. And at the time, I named myself Clueless. Because I wanted to ingrain it in myself how much I didn't know, and I wanted to soak in as much information as possible. Till now, I still own up to it. Another good quote that I think I like is because I saw it at the time, Charles Bukowski. He said, "I'll attach the quote. It's going to be written here. I can't remember it, but it's a very solid quote that I actually live by. It's a very solid quote that I wanted to check, but I'm not going to check. It's a solid quote that I live by. Most of the things that you think are away from you, if you consistently, that's why consistency and persistence. When I was checking Merriam-Webster, they were picking words together. Consistency and persistence, they are intertwined. When you are consistent, you are persistent. Do you understand? You have to constantly better yourself. When we look at the $1 Million Baby story, you see the lady, she was constantly going to the gym. Now you can't constantly just be doing something. No. You have to constantly be back testing. Not like constantly you're opening book, you're reading things that don't apply to your life. You have to be back testing that, oh, does this thing apply to my life? Then you are doing. Next topic is doing. You have to be doing things. Or it's still together. I'll look for a topic, and if that's what we are going to talk about, we'll talk about it. You have to be constantly doing things. You have to be constantly learning. You have to be constantly back testing. You have to be constantly everything. The lady, when she was boxing, she the only thing is that what you have. For instance, if you go to the gym every day, if you can't afford a trainer, you go to the gym every day. That's the first step. As long as you can afford going to the gym. Some people go to all these hood gyms. Just ensure you are doing that thing every day to what you can afford. Then when you can better it, you better it. When you better it again, when you can better it beyond that level, you better, you keep bettering it till you get to that point where everybody can now recognize it. And the beauty of it is that 1% every day of that betterment, you won't know when you start to make clothes that are exceptional. Look at these clothes I'm wearing. I like to believe they are really, really good. When we made our first set, they weren't this good. This set, they are good. Now, the thing with my life is that because I'm constantly getting better, I look forward to what we are going to drop next. This YouTube that you are watching now, this is the video. This is my 27th year. I look forward. I tell people every time, I look forward to my 30-year-old self. I look forward to my 50-year-old self. Those are milestones that I would love to look back and look, oh, yeah, look at what we've done. Most of those I said when I was done with school, I said them edging towards 30. I said I would love to do these things before 30. And I tried my best. Well, I tabled it. How best can we get to these goals before 30? I've fine-tuned. I've done refining. And that's what constantly. But consistently, every day, I try my best. How can we get closer to these things? I try my best to know now still, because you can't be pound wise, penny wise, pound foolish or something. Unfortunately, quote. You can't be like that. You can't constantly make efforts like this. Then you may constantly also make efforts that oppose that thing. It's more like I'm saying the odds don't matter like this. Then my actions, I'm consistently behaving as if the odds matter. You can't be on two opposites. You have to pick a side. You have to be true to that side. You have to consistently go with that thing. When I say the odds don't matter, I consistently try to reinstate it to myself that the odds don't matter, regardless of challenges, regardless of what life comes at me with. And constantly I just go. We keep bettering ourselves. Nobody, even people that you think they are really, really good right now, the moment they think that's the end to how good they can get, that's the end. Look at Elon Musk. They have taken science to a considerable level now. They want to go to Mars. That's to show you the human mind is insatiable. We are capable. And this level we are at right now, I like to believe that this earth that we are in, it takes a lot of consistent good work. A lot of people have consistently done great things for it. If you watch videos of Steve Jobs, you see it. And that's the beginning. Steve Jobs is not even the beginning, but that's the beginning for this whole internet age. You have IBM, you have Steve Jobs, you have Intel. Look at where we are with AI. I watched a video of Steve Jobs where he was saying they would love a scenario where someone like, I think Marcus Aurelius was citing, would be able to talk to someone in the future. With what AI is doing now, I think it's already a reality. Do you understand? And that's people's consistent efforts. People trying to better themselves. So, if people at the top are still consistently going at it, you at the bottom, what's your excuse for not constantly going at it? And if you don't build consistency from bottom, there's no way you get the doggedness at the top. And that's why these things, is a phase. You have to actually go through it. You have to be consistent. You have to constantly grow. You have to constantly fine-tune your methods. If you constantly fine-tune your methods, if you constantly grow, I don't think it's possible for them to deny you. These clothes, they are good. When we drop the next ones, it go bad. Bad gone. And I'm not saying bad like negatively. They are going to be exceptional. Do you understand? It just goes like that. I make researches into materials. I make researches into size charts. I make researches into whatnot. And over time, the only reason why I even have to make all these researches now is because it's just me. And that's why I'm saying getting better. Not even just me. So concerning the size chart, I get people that I know that they are better than me. I get them to work on it. Constancy, as much as you are constantly working, you have to constantly know also, like, you can't just be working blindly. You need mentors, you need people to guide you. I watch videos when I don't have access to people. When I'm going into a field and I don't have access to people, I watch videos. When I have access to people that can help me, I actually do reach out to them. Oh, what do you think about this thing? People that I know that they know better about than me, I reach out to them. Oh, and that's why everything we do, they will always get better. Do you understand? So that's it. I'm always thinking of how I can better myself, and it's something I do every day, consistently. There's no way I won't get better. Do you get it? I've started myself as an instance now. When you look at your environment, you see people, and when you hear success stories, I was at home which day, I was on Twitter just last week. Someone mentioned a scenario where she said in Jos, MI and Jesse Jacks, they used to sing every day, that they used to make noise in their environment. You see, when the success happened, they know constantly that, but boy, we know this guy, he used to constantly do this thing. The evidence is there. Look at Patoranking. Someone also said the same thing. Even further and said he was disappointed when Patoranking didn't honor them and say it was from Ebute Metta. Do you understand? These things, people, when you hear success stories, they don't just spring up. Most of these people that you see, and some people are lucky. And even when you are lucky, I like to believe that someone has constantly paid their effort. I don't know, but I know that some people are actually lucky. I've seen scenarios where people, they start something today, but a part of me likes to be that someone has paid for it, or they themselves, they have done things in the past that didn't yield, and when they now do this one, that's where the yield happens to happen. I could make videos now, and maybe my third video blows up and someone is like, oh, I didn't constantly make YouTube videos. Do you understand? But I've constantly been living life. I've constantly been applying myself in other things. It just happens that this is where I get my proceeds. Do you understand? So if you constantly like show up one way or the other, things happen for you. That thing that you're trying to make happen, one way or the other, it happens. I hope with this few point of mine, this video today too is long, but I hope with this few point of mine, I've been able to cut across and tell you why I honestly believe that you should be constant whatever you're doing. If you also have time, if you think my speech is not enough, you could go on, watch the $1 Million Baby. You could make a Google search, know who the story is about, watch her videos, watch how she started, see her record, see, understand. Make something of yourself. Look at Cristiano Ronaldo. That's another consistency story. My first thing, maybe it was when he was in Man U. I remember that I was in an interview where someone said they meet Ronaldo on the pitch during training hours. That there was a time he used to get to the pitch. When he was in his former team, he used to be the earliest getting to the pitch. He used to get to the pitch 8 a.m. constantly. Then when he got to Man U, he started going to the pitch 8 a.m. He used to meet Ronaldo in the training ground. Over time, he changed 7 a.m. 5 a.m. he used to meet Ronaldo in the training ground. That's consistency. They consistently train, and that's why you see them excel. Funny enough, when you consistently do things, you would have failed before the limelight. So when they start seeing you with successes, it will look as if, oh, you have the Midas touch, you have this, you have that, but it has taken years of you consistently owning that craft. Do you understand?